Like and subscribe for daily OT brain boosters. A 6-year-old child in OT has big swings in arousal and reactivity, sometimes becoming overwhelmed by ordinary sounds and touch, and other times seeking intense movement to feel right. The therapist explains this using a framework that describes neurological thresholds, high versus low, and self-regulation strategies, active versus passive. Which model is being described? C. Dunn's sensory processing model. A school-based OT observes a student with a high neurological threshold and passive self-regulation strategies. The student appears disinterested and self-absorbed, has a dull affect, does not notice what is happening around them, and tends to miss cues that would typically guide behavior. According to Dunn's sensory processing model, which sensory processing pattern best describes this student? A low registration. A 5-year-old with Miller's sensory modulation disorder, sensory overresponsivity to external sensory stimuli, has frequent meltdowns. During intervention planning, the OT wants to choose sensory input that is least likely to trigger a meltdown. Which sensory input is most appropriate? B. Proprioception. Context: proprioception is best because heavy work input to muscles and joints is usually organizing and calming for kids with sensory overresponsivity, and it is less likely to feel sudden, intense, or unpredictable. A school-based OT is educating a teacher about which students are most likely to have meltdowns when overwhelmed by sensory input. Which condition is least likely to be prone to meltdowns? D. Sensory seeking. A school-based OT observes a student who has a high neurological threshold and uses active self-regulation by seeking and creating extrasensory input. The student appears energetic, excitable, constantly moving, and continuously engaged. According to Dunn's sensory processing model, which sensory processing pattern best describes this student? D. Sensory seeking. Like, comment, and share. Learn something or nailed it? Follow us to stay OT sharp. You got this.